Hello everyone. Yes, I know this video is about, healthcare again, but as the debate goes on, and the town hall debates go on, then more idiots are showing up, and I'm gonna have something to say about it. It's like this healthcare debate is like my what's like the opposite of kryptonite. It invigorates me, and I become like, there's a healthcare debate, somebody says something stupid, and I'm like, must comment, must make video exposing idiots, I'm like, I like a healthcare zombie, I just have to say something, which by the way, if I was a zombie, I would be covered under the universal healthcare system that we have here in Britain. I could go in, maybe I had my arm sliced off or something, and they would put it back on. I would probably eat their brains afterwards, but I'm a fucking zombie. What can I do? I'm a zombie. But regardless, I wanted to just bring up this video that I'll link to you in the sidebar about this woman who is in a wheelchair and gets completely shouted and booed down by these fucking protesters at one of these town hall meetings. And this really fucking pisses me off. And not only because of the healthcare debate, but because I have a real protective streak in me, especially with people that I see as having more problems than the average quote-unquote normal person. Maybe it's not politically correct, but if I see someone that kind of like myself that has more problems than most people, and I see someone or maybe one or two people ganging up on them, it really fucking pisses me off, and I really feel as if I have to try and do something to help them. Even though if I I don't know them, I just feel that this urge to try and help them. And this woman was talking about how she has these been diagnosed with 2 autoimmune diseases, not fucking just 1, but 2, and it's people just shouting at her, telling her to answer the question, anything that these people see as not completely condemning healthcare and comparing it to the Nazis, they just have to shout down, because they're just not interested. I mean, this is proof positive, if proof was needed, that these fuckers do not care at all about hearing the other side of the story or getting a good discussion going on and being open-minded. No, they just anything that they see as I said, not as long as it's, even if it's just slightly for this healthcare bill, then they're just going to completely shout it down, and they don't care who it comes from. They're just going to just drown it out, drown out the opposition. Which, how un-American is that? You get a lot of these fucking people engaging in these these patriotic displays, which really fucking pisses me off, because they think that they're real Americans, and they've got this fucking moral superiority over everyone. But you know what? If you think you're a real American, you're not a real American. All right? A real American would want the 45 million people that don't have insurance to have insurance, because then every American will have it. Shouldn't you be for this? If you're a proper patriot for your fucking country, why don't you go and live with all the rest of the real Americans in fucking Alabama, and go fuck your sister and have kids with webbed toes? This is one of the reasons why I am in favour of somewhat big government, not huge government, but big government, because there are just people in this world who are just too fucking stupid to know what's good for them. If you try trying to explain this healthcare reform to them, their heads would fucking explode. These are the people who have problem with some of these people are obviously right-wing religious nut jobs. Can't say anything unless fucking God said it first. Can't do anything. Yeah, and if they're gonna have problem with evidence for fucking evolution, or like a proven fact, then trying to explain to them national healthcare reform, I said their fucking heads would explode. I said this is they are not even going to understand like the most basic fundamental level of what the Democrats are trying to do, and yet these are the people that seem to be not just dominating the airwaves, because bad news is good news, but these are the people that are actually changing the policy, and the Democrats are allowing it. It's just the Democrats are pussies. Don't change it. Just say, this is the fucking healthcare bill. It's getting passed. Fuck you. We think that the 45 million people that don't have insurance, healthcare coverage, should have it, and that's the fucking end of it. But they get these people, these fucking idiots, who do not care about rational debate. You got this woman, who could lose her fucking house or something because of this incredibly expensive treatment that she's going to have to go through, but they don't care. They are completely uncaring. They don't give a fuck about these other people. They've got theirs, so why should they care? They just I don't know. They just think that they're going to get taxed even though they're not. It's only going to be like the top 1% or something, and it just really fucking pisses me off. It's like, stay classy, and because they just I wonder what would happen if it was like an American veteran of a soldier or something. Can you imagine what would happen if it was like the Democrats who did that? The right wing would have a field day. Bill O'Reilly would fucking bust a nut making a huge 1 hour special, decrying it. And yet, what, these people are just completely un-American, and they should be ashamed and disgusted with themselves. Another rambly rant video, I apologise. I better leave it there. Hope everyone is doing okay. Cheerio.